What's up, guys? This is my breakdown of, as you can see on this picture here, right? Bryce Mitchell versus Rosa versus Mr. Rosa over here. Yep. So here I'm going to Charles Boston Strong Rosa, right? His nickname Boston Strong, right? Now, his height is 5'9", as you can see here, right? Weight 145, of course. They're at the featherweight. Reach is 69 inches. Stance switch, yeah, he does like to switch stances quite a bit. I'll go into it more, but he has like, it's kind of cool, like that almost kind of karate style, light on the feet, stand sideways, and he will switch in between. He does like nice little switch kicks. Really kind of interesting. Good, shows good flexibility. Not necessarily the most pop or like not showing like these natural fast twitch muscles. Let's, if you want to call it like that. But like, yeah, good flexibility, good, and I guess especially the kicking, right? Good flexibility, and I like that he kind of throws out a variety of different kicks, which is nice. But like I said, it's not something like Luke Rockhold where you can just like land it so quickly with a pop with some snap to it, if you want to put it that way. But yeah, and he's like 33 years old, born August here, 24th, 1986, right? If you look here, Bryce is gonna be the younger guy. He's gonna have a slight height advantage, 5'10", slight reach advantage as well, right? Just an inch longer in the reach, inch taller in the height, right? So with these guys, and if you look at their records too, I mean, go back now. Charles Rosa, he's a good fighter in this division. He's really tough, and you can kind of see he's kind of going from loss win, loss win. The guys, I mean, look at the competition he's faced, not so bad. Dennis lost back in 2014 to Dennis Silver, then gets a win over Sean Soriano. Yep, that's in 2015, the next year, right? Then that same year loses to Yair Rodriguez. No shame in that. That was to decision, right? He survived him, right? Whole time. And then gets a nice win over Karl Bochniak. That was a good fight. We'll talk about that briefly, which is next 2016. And then loses to Shane Burgos. So I saw that was another good fight to him. Breakdown. No shame in that. Shane Burgos got some good power, man. And then, of course, gets a win over Manny Bermudez back October 18th, 2019. So a recent win coming off that win. Armbar, man. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, that was a really good one. I'll break that down as well. If you look at the stats of Bryce Mitchell here, yeah, like I said, he's a younger guy, and you know I think he's been improving a lot. He's of course fresher in the UFC. He has no losses. Yeah, beat Tyler Diamond in that tough back in 2018 for the tough finale. That was a really good fight. A nice beats Bobby Moffett as well. Gets a unanimous decision over that, and then gets a sub over Matt Sells. Really good fight too. That was a nice one. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit in detail. I remember I betted on him. See, now back Matt Sells, everyone was talking about like how, I'm going to cover that really quickly right now. Matt Sells, I remember people were saying, oh, he was the favorite in that fight, and a lot of people were saying, okay, he's the favorite, this, that, the other, he should win on paper. But I remember I was researching their fights, and I thought, man, I mean, there's some things, I mean, Matt Sales, I mean, you know, these guys are warriors, you know. I mean, to go in the octagon, to go in there and put it on the line, you gotta respect these guys. You know, it takes a lot of physical and mental fortitude to do this. And Sales was talking about he had some issues with his family. I remember his brother was like on the streets. His brother's on the streets, and like I believe in an addiction, and it was just tough seeing that. I mean, it's kind of affected him mentally. I know Sales was talking about some mental issues he had, and then there's no disrespect. If you can overcome that, it shows how tough you are to overcome that. But what really gave me a red flag against Sales in that matchup was that Sales had a really bad weight cut. He looked really bad, and I think people were trying to justify their bet on him because he was a favorite. No, look at Bryce Mitchell. He always looks skinny or sucked in on those weigh-ins. He's got a bad weight cut. I thought, no way. I mean, look, he's got the bad weight cut. Going in, I saw the improvements that Mitchell's had been making, and I thought, you know what, nah. All things considered, this seems like a good bet. I'm a betting man, and he's an underdog. I felt like, nah, I think he's being underestimated here. And sure enough, he got the win. Yeah, right. Sales really good though. I mean, he's good on the feet, good all around. But like I said, he had a bad weight cut, man. And I was like, that's gonna really affect him. If you have a bad weight cut against Mitchell, it's like if you have a really good gas tank, if that's what you're really hoping on, he's gonna outlast him. And you have a bad weight cut. I mean, goes good. Reviewing fights back on UFC Fight Pass. But anyway, let's go. I'm gonna break down this a little in length. I took a bunch of notes going back on their previous fights just so I wouldn't be too biased or have a hazy memory. But yeah, I remember when you know, Rosa fought Kyle Bochniak, and Kyle Bochniak, we all know, like, this was back in 2016. And you know, Bochniak of course got cut from the UFC, but he's a warrior. Look, I mean, well, he's really tough. He has power, especially in the right hand, right? He has good boxing, nice leg kicks, but more basically he's gonna want to land on you with the boxing. He wants to land that power right, and he's tough. He'll walk you down. We all know that. Kind of reminds me of Stevenson, right? Jeremy Stevenson, yeah. Jeremy Stevens, sorry. What am I doing? Sorry, just like drinking water here. But yeah, Jeremy Stevens, kind of reminds me of that style. Like, good boxing, good power. I don't know. Isn't just wing his shots though so much. But going back to that, I think when you saw that going to that fight, Rosa was really getting that side stance and kind of spamming out the leg. Cause he would do like a side. He'd be on the side, right, and he'd land that side kick to the body and then try an immediate land to the face. And it was good, but I think he just kept spamming it out, almost like a rangefinder. And you'll see that he has that karate stance working at ATT, right, American Top Team. I think that they kind of worked on his striking quite a bit, and he showed good flexibility. But like I said, he doesn't necessarily have that pop, and it's kind of dangerous because you can get countered. You're going to have spam out the leg kicks when someone wants to look for that right hand. But Bochniak was really telegraphing it, or rather just kind of, you could tell just setting it up, that going for that right all the time. And even though Bochniak has the better hands, yeah, and of course more power, I think, yeah, Rosa had a good chin, and he was like busting him up. He was landing though. I mean, the thing with Rosa, he'll land this right. He'll kind of do overhand right, immediately duck down to yours, and then land the overhand left. Like, he's kind of good about. He's a little bit predictable maybe, but he makes it work. You'll see that in every fight when he's landing with the hands. He doesn't have the most power, but he bloodied up. I mean, Bochniak Bochniak had a lot of blood coming out of his nose. His eyes getting swollen, and then just by landing, I think he was. The strikes I think were almost even, and then they started to kind of almost go in the favor of Rosa. I think that what the main thing with that though, I would say, I think, is the leg kicks. I mean, Bochniak's leg was like bruised up, and the thigh, and both sides, it was like the outer thigh and the inner thigh was bruised up. He was landing those nice low kicks. That was the most effective of the shots because he just was taking the. I think it was kind of good. His unorthodox movement and his toughness and his gas tank really helped him, and the leg kicks. I mean, you'll kind of see that he doesn't have the most power. So I think the main thing with Rosa and Mitchell, the thing is, you have to look. Okay, so Mitchell has the youth, right, on his side, and I think more power in the hands, I would say. Cardio definitely going to go to Rosa though, for sure. We know Mitchell. I mean, if you look at him, he's kind of been getting bigger. He started off kind of young. Like he's always had those issues with the gas tank. I think he starts off really strong, but then he kind of burns it, and he's been getting bigger. So I mean, people might say he maybe has more power, but at the same time, I feel like that could almost maybe drain on the gas tank a bit. I want to talk about these fights a little bit, how they match up though, because I mean, cardio is obviously going to go to Rosa, and I think the kicks, there. But I think in grappling, they're both such good grapplers. You don't know. We could nullify it, and they could just end up with a kickboxing match, and we'll just have to see who has the best. Who's going to get the better of there. I think going back when you see Rosa versus Bermudez, this is back, Bermudez missed weight by 2 pounds. Rosa was like, yeah, 33 is recent, right? That's his recent win there. Right here, yep. In 2019, right? And Bermudez is 25, younger guy, 5'9" versus 5'10", 69. So actually kind of similar. Like if you look at the size, 5'10", just as Bryce Mitchell is, and the reach advantage, he had a 71.5 inch, so an inch and a half longer than Bryce Mitchell's compared to Rosa's 69 inch. So, yeah, nothing too huge, but he had a slight. He had the weight. He was a heavier guy. He was 148 pounds, missed by 2 pounds, right? And yeah, his reach, he had a 71.5 versus 69. He had a little reach advantage there, and it was a little bit taller, but nothing big, right? 5'10" versus 5'9". It was a sideways stance to land side kicks, a body and head, but isn't the fastest, like I said. Right? It's almost like range fighting. I felt like Rose has good BJJ, and also, but Bermudez is also good on the ground, as we know. Like I said, Bermudez gets top position to land ground and pound. But I think so. He's susceptible to it, right? If you have good wrestling, you can get him down, but he's good. He's good off his back. Rosa fights through the ground and pound to get an armbar from guard, so Bermudez gives a verbal tap. I mean, it was crazy because when I saw that, I was like, what? It's like, where's the tap coming? Good reffing, man. He saw it. because this is a bad position. Like, he's landing that ground pound. I think he got a little overzealous because Rosa was good off his back. He's good from guard, and he got it. So if you see, he sees an opening, he'll take it, and he got the verbal tap. It's pretty amazing, man. Good win for him. And then Rosa versus Shane Burgos before that, right? He had that loss, and Shane Burgos, like, Rosa's 30 at the time. Shane Burgos 26, younger guy. Burgos 5'11". Weighed in 44 and 46, made weight. Has a 75.5-inch reach, man. So taller guy and a much bigger reach advantage compared to Rosa's 69-inch reach, right? And switch kicks. I like the switch kicks though from Rosa. He was like doing from leg to body. Really cool, that switch kick. Like, he'll throw in that one kick to the leg, and then boom, that switch kick will come over to hit the body. Like, really tricky stuff. I like that. That was nice. But like I said, he's susceptible because his defense is not always the best and his hands aren't always the best, right? He doesn't have like really crisp boxing, so he's susceptible to counters, I feel like. But yeah, he kind of throws it out there. Rosa hits the lead leg, but Burgos counters it. Like I said, it's susceptible to that, right? When you have kicking game, you got to be really in your game. You have to be kind of in and out, to land. You can't just get an overhand, man. But yeah, Rosa would stick to the side, kick, and go to a back fist, which I love. Like, he kicks the side, so he's kind of wild. You've seen it in a couple fights. He'll do that. Like, he'll land the kick, or at least if he doesn't land it, he sees, oh shit, I didn't land it, and he'll like go to a spinning back fist. That's really nice. He's kind of wild in there. I like that. He kind of, because he knows he can't just be a sitting duck. He knows his kicks aren't going to land all the time, and he's not the fastest with them. He's very flexible and he has diversity, but not the fastest. So I think I like that he kind of throws at least. It's almost like his offense is becoming his defense, right? Yeah, spinning back kicks as well. Experienced strikes. So I feel like experienced strikers could take advantage of this, like the fact that even though he's making improvements and he has that nice karate stance and all that, I think someone like, of course, losing to the Yair Rodriguez, I mean, that's kind of like a given, right? There's no shame in that, though. I mean, he's got good ground game and a really good Taekwondo background. So Burgos' boxing is crisper, obviously, and more powerful. And Rosa has a good conditioning and cardio, though. So this is kind of similar to, like I said, Mitchell's a very different animal than Burgos. But if you look, I mean, I think Mitchell has more power in his hands. And yeah, I mean, like, I think Rosa's going to have good conditioning and cardio on his side against Mitchell. A takedown for Rosa, right? He gets a takedown, but then Burgos stands up quickly, which is, that's kind of like, man, it's not good. I mean, you don't want to see that too much, right? You don't want to see that. That's like, okay, he's not maybe the strongest wrestler. I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like it's not soundproof, right? Takedown for, like I said, spinning back fist lands and landed several overhand rights as well. Like, so it's good. Like, I mean, Rosa will land, but Burgos at this point, like, he absorbed like 38 head kicks. I'm sorry, not head kicks, but 38 shots to the head. And mostly, I think, all punches really. 15 shots to the body, which was mostly coming from the legs, from the side kicks, and then he got like 35 leg kicks, man. Yeah, really good work. I mean, Rosa's he's nice. He lands with the legs. The leg kicks are nice. I wish he would kind of land them a little more, but he's very effective with them. Very effective. The leg kicks being the most effective, obviously, in this fight. I think it's smart when you go against some guy that's a boxer. You want to take the legs out, right? Burgos has a good chin, and Rosa can't really generate enough of power to significantly hurt him, though. That's the thing, because Rosa's not really known for his power, right? Good output, though. And Burgos was calm and rolling with the punches, and his left hook off an uppercut attempt. That's like I said, rolling. Like, I think because Burgos is a different animal. He has a good boxing. You could see him. He'll roll with it. I mean, he gets hit. Don't get me wrong, but you'll see him kind of. He's like, he has that good box. You can tell the good boxing background. And he has that power. He's confident, and he's like, okay, I can eat your shots. I can roll with them. They won't, so they're not going to hurt me quite a bit. They're going to land, but not cleanly. Diaz brothers do that too. They roll with it, And of course, Anderson Silva really famous for that. He'll looks like they're landing, but he kind of shakes his head, rolls with it, so it doesn't hurt him too much. He's kind of doing that. But Rosa, he was landing this combo. Not everything land, but one of the punches was this uppercut attempt from the right, and it missed. But then he immediately goes for this hook with the left, and that lands, man. That drops him. The uppercut attempt, the left hook drops Rosa really clean, and Burgos lands some more punches as Rosa gets more and more rocked. Like he gets dropped right away, stands up quickly. Like, Rosa's got a good chin, good recovery, good conditioning, I think, for that. So, but I mean, he's getting rocked, and it's like, okay, the ref calls it to the fight, and Rosa's objecting it, but it was only a matter of time before he was out, man. I mean, it's like he's a warrior, and that's like the only time he really got stopped by strikes. I mean, Burgos was, just really, he's got that power, man, in the crisper boxing. So eventually. I mean, like, and the thing is, Rosa was winning that fight. Like, if you look at the rounds for round one and two, they were going to Rosa for sure out of because he's just landing more strikes. Yeah, he's just landing a lot more. And so if it had continued, if he hadn't gotten hit, but like I said, that's a hard game to play, right? Against someone's better striking. I mean, I think he should be trying to land those leg kicks and get to the ground. But nah, that's the way it goes, man. So you can kind of see in these fights like what Rosa brings to the table, right? Now let's talk about Bryce Mitchell a bit. Bryce Mitchell when he went against Bobby Moffett, a really good win for him. He's 24 at the time, with Bobby Moffett being 28. Yeah, pretty much they're even, pretty much like on the, as well. I'm sorry, height was 5'10", 5'10", right? They both weighed at 145.5, and then the reach. Bryce Mitchell has a 70-inch reach, whereas Bobby Moffitt's got a 73-inch reach. So the reach advantage goes to him, man. Bryce comes out with no game plan, but it's tough. Like as he's in wild, that's what he said. Like at this time, at least he would be. I mean, I don't know how much you can take into it. I think he does a lot of conditioning out in Arkansas, and he's like, really good, really game. I mean, something when you have a really good relationship with your trainers, I think it says something about the guy. I mean, it can really, it can help you to kind of grow. It helps you to like make sure that you're always sharp. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is the words from him. Like he doesn't really come out with too much of a game plan. I think he just kind of prepares, kind of tries to like tighten all the loose knots in his game. Like he tries to go to the gym and perhaps just kind of working on his nice jiu-jitsu and his striking. Just kind of get everything all round ready to fight anyone. I guess it doesn't seem like he necessarily comes in with a really specific strategic game plan for an opponent. I mean, that's what it seems. I mean, I don't know if things have changed, but that's what he said at that time. The impression he gave, which I don't know. Feel kind of, I don't know about that. I feel a little bit like, mixed feelings. But anyway, Bryce lands a straight left to drop Moffitt, man. It's really sweet. It shows his power. I mean, he comes in the first round. Bryce Mitchell always has that power. He'll see some stuff too. He'll throw like, some kicks, even like a little, he'll go for a head kick, a little spinning back kick too. He does try that stuff, just not to the extent of Rosa. Rosa will actually have more of that, a little bit flashier karate style. But with less power to it, and goes, then Bryce goes for a takedown. He's like mixing it up, But Moffitt chases a single leg. Bryce gets his back. It was a really crazy fight. Really a lot of like scrambles on the back. Whereas Moffitt was kind of known for his wrestling. He kind of wanted to use his wrestling against him. Gets reversed. Goes for a triangle from guard and gets the arm bar off the triangle, man. But Moffitt gets back to the feet, lands a left. Bryce goes for a double leg, but is denied, man. And Bryce starts strong, but he begins to fade. You see, because like all that kind of scrambling, landing stuff, and Bryce will even go for like, you'll see him kind of go for like flying knee too. Like I think he kind of empties a gas tank kind of quick in the first round. Like unless he kind of gets you into submission, by the second round he's gonna be coming in tired. Bryce in the second round, Bryce gets takedown, but works, he works his way up, jabbing the left and lands a spinning back kick to the body, really nice. Mitchell gets taken down after a back and forth on the feet. Bryce maybe getting tired, and I think Moffitt gets his neck. Maybe Moffitt senses it, but Moffitt gets his neck taken from. Gets his neck taken from the bottom, from Moffitt's bottom. I'm sorry. So Moffitt's kind of using his grappling in an efficient way. It's nice. Kind of, I feel like in this fight, it looked like Bryce Mitchell. He was maybe he was okay with being in his guard. Maybe that's why. But I think he was. I think the wrestling advantage would go to Moffitt. So I think he is susceptible to getting taken down. That's something maybe that Rosa can do. Mitchell eventually gets out of it though and gets Moffitt in a crucifix, man. I remember he was landing some shots from that crucifix position, man. Tying up the arm with his legs and then securing the arm with one hand and like using his free hand to like smash the head. Really good. Moffitt reverses though, gets out. Like Moffitt's got that good wrestling background, so he has scramble and the round ends and Mitchell is looking tired and breathing heavy by this. I think it's kind of exchanges would take a toll on him. I mean, he's still in it, but like he's breathing hard. And by round 3, Bryce comes out aggressive, firing shots and goes for a takedown. So again, almost like the first round, right? Bryce gets taken down eventually, and Bryce goes for an armbar attempt. Yeah, very nice. But they stand up, right? More back and forth, and Mitchell gets taken down again. And Bryce reverses position though, right? Gets a leg in and attacks a rear naked choke. The fight goes the distance, being really close, but it's apparently, it becomes a unanimous decision. Which I thought, I don't know, man. I felt like that was really close. I mean, even Bryce knew it was a close fight. He was like, hey, I wanted to get better. I mean, I think he felt like he run rounds 1 and 2 but that the third round, like maybe yeah, he got his ass kicked, which I think he. But I don't know, man. I feel like. Well, no, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit confused here because I felt like I'm sorry, but rewatching it, I think it rid of my bias. I feel like yeah, it was kind of it was back and forth. I was a little bit a little surprised it was a unanimous decision though. I feel like Moffitt. I mean, I think yeah. I mean, I'm not arguing that Bryce won that, but yeah, it was a war. I mean, I think yeah, I'm seeing the gas tank. I think Moffitt definitely had the better gas tank and it seemed like he was pretty damn good wrestling. But I think like maybe Moffitt has good offensive wrestling, but maybe not defensive. I don't know. They both kind of take each other down quite a bit, so it shows. I mean, I think that could happen in the Rosa fight as well, you know. And I think, but I feel like perhaps Rosa's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is better than Moffitt's. Maybe I mean maybe giving more of the edge of Moffitt in the wrestling, but I don't know. I feel like it's a good fight to watch because it kind of shows what can happen with the Rosa fight. But I think Rosa's striking you have more output than Moffitt. So there's a lot of question marks. Tyler Diamond versus Bryce Mitchell. This is one of the tough finale. This is back showing he's younger. I think when he maybe didn't have, I mean, you could tell he looks skinnier than he does now. Now he has a little more muscle. It looks like a little bit more bloomed up. So, but he still had cardio issues a little bit back then too, right? This Tyler Diamond was like 27. Tyler Diamond, really good guy, man. Really like the guy, man. I actually talked to him sometimes on freaking Instagram. I messaged this guy. And yeah, he actually messaged back like I don't know, really cool guy, real down to earth, like real cool. But yeah, I mean Tyler Diamond's 27, Bryce Mitchell's 23 at the time, right? Diamond's 5'7", Bryce Mitchell's 5'10", and 69 inch for Tyler Diamond, which Bryce 170 inch. I'm sorry, Bryce is 70 inch, right? So 69 inch reach for Tyler Diamond, 70 inch reach for Bryce Mitchell. So it's just slight edge for Bryce Mitchell in the reach, right? Diamond brings good wrestling and pressure with some power too in his hands, right? Maybe I think a little bit crisper in the boxing. I think than Mitchell, maybe especially at this time. Like looking back, Mitchell mixed in the double leg takedown after 1-2s, which I like. You see in the first round he does that, like 1-2, he kind of like land some power, try to get you, basically wants to close in and get you down, right? Diamond gets up and they're sprawling, right? Mitchell shows, good clinching and neutralizing of Diamond's wrestling, which it's kind of nice to see as for Mitchell, it's good. It's just that he won't be dominated so much, right? Mitchell ties up a triangle and lands elbows from guard, right? But Diamond eventually breaks out. Diamond gets side control and also takes the back. A lot of scrambling going on here. Diamond lands ground and pound from these positions, which is nice. I mean, he was going to the body a lot, kind of landing those little shots. There's a little ground pound to the body, and Diamond really dominates in the third round with control and ground and pound, right? Majority decision goes to Bryce. Like I said, sorry, it's kind of similar to that Moffitt fight, but I feel like this is more back and forth. I think that rounds 1 and 2 and the triangle attempt and that basically the BJJ from the pressure of those BJJ kind of skills. I think that basically a submission attempts kind of won it for him. I feel like but I feel like that it was a hard fought battle though. I mean, obviously I think the third round, Diamond really showed his ability. He's grinding it out. Good pressure, good wrestling, ground and pound, right? Good scrambles. Yeah, I mean, but Bryce, it just shows like Bryce is a tough guy, man. He's not going to go out from that. So I mean, going from that, I feel like in my opinion, I think Rosa could win it. Rosa, he has, like I said, the kicks. He has a better gas tank, but that power from Mitchell, especially in the first round, is there, and even the second round will come out with it. And in the third, he saves it. So in the beginning of the rounds, basically, you have that power will try to land something on you. I think the power edge will definitely go for Bryce, but the cardio goes, of course, to Rosa, right? And I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wise, I feel like the scrambling, man, it's kind of hard to say who is going to have the advantage there because I think Rosa has fought as far as if I be honest, in overall just better competition, maybe just more experience. Bryce Mitchell's more of the up and coming guy, but I think Bryce has been making improvements. And I feel like that kind of that style of kicking, you haven't really seen Bryce really get in there with someone like those kind of kicks. Not really, And so I think that'd be interesting. I think Bryce will land in some of his own too. He'll add side kick. I wonder though if Rosa, because I can see him doing the switch kicks, doing spinning back kick and all that stuff. I'm not necessarily going to land clean, and not always enough snap. But I think as Bryce gets more tired, I think he'll land more. I think taking out the legs too is good. But I feel like I think the momentum is going more in Bryce's favor. So I would tell you, as far as my pick, as far as I think who's actually going to win, at this point, if you ask me who is actually going to win, I feel like I'd have to say Bryce Mitchell, man, Thug Nasty. But I mean, look, I mean, there could be some value on Rosa as an underdog bet. I mean, like I said, Rosa, I'm not 100% sure just yet if I'm gonna really bet on it. I'm gonna research the other fights too. I want to, just see any parlays or anything. But I feel like, yeah, if you want to ask me that, I think going through these fights as I broke them down to you, right? What does it sound like to you? Okay, well, you're seeing, I mean, obviously, Rosa is not going to have that power advantage. Bryce is, right? But I mean, is it going to land? I mean, Bryce wants to get you down to the ground. I mean, he'll land something to you, but he's not really wants to stand there and box with you. He'll try to land something to hurt you and eventually get you to the cage or get you down, right? And I think, but Rosa, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, they're both scrambling, but I think Rosa, I mean, he's good. Don't sleep on his jiu-jitsu, man. That's his bread and butter, really. But his striking, like I said, is improved. I mean, you see that karate style. I think is really cool. I think that could, I mean, it could deter Bryce from really stepping in as his boxing's not shown, like he's not like an elite boxer. I mean, as far as I'm just saying, neither one of these guys are, right. But I think Bryce, I think they both start landing on the feet. I think yeah, I could see Rosa landing on the feet as well. Like I said, he's kind of nice about that. Lands that, he kind of goes for this one looping right. He'll duck under though. He always ducks under the guy. Counter and then lands at looping left. So you'll see it. He does do it at like almost every fight, and I think, I mean, I just wonder. I think he will land on Bryce, but I think Bryce will be able to take those shots, and I think Bryce will land more power. I think the power advantage goes to him, and I think even the scrambles as well. I think they'll take a toll though. I think like Rosa will be the fresher of the fighter, but I could see this going to the decision in Bryce Mitchell's favor. I think I'm going to have to go with Bryce. But yeah, that's my breakdown, guys. Like, let me know what you guys